Good afternoon and welcome to the wedding of Dylan and Marisa. Today is a celebration of love, of commitment, of friendship and family, and of two people who are in it forever. Today, they are taking the first step of their new beginning, their new life together. The ability and desire for one human being to love another is perhaps the most precious and fulfilling gift that has been entrusted to us. It is an all-consuming task, a lifelong endeavor, the journey we've been preparing for all of our lives. Loving someone is a reason to stretch beyond our limits, to become more for the sake of the other. It is to look into the soul of your beloved and accept what you see. Loving is the ultimate commitment which challenges humans to become all that we are meant to be. And as they join in marriage today, Dylan and Marisa are ready to welcome that challenge. This ceremony is not magic. It will not create a relationship that does not already exist and has not already been celebrated in all of the commitments that Dylan and Marisa have made to each other, both large and small, in the days since they first met. What we are celebrating today is not the beginning of a marriage, but a marriage already in progress. This ceremony is a symbol of how far they have come together and a symbol of the love that they will share throughout their lives together. I declare that I do not know
I declare that I do not know
of any lawful impediment
why
I, Dylan William Uden Carlisle,
Dylan William Uden Carlisle
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Marisa Lynn Boudreau. I declare that I do not know
of
any lawful impediment
any lawful impediment
why I, Marisa Lynn Boudreau,
why I, Marisa Lynn Boudreau,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Dylan William Uden Carlisle.
to Dylan William Uden Carlisle.
Dylan and Marisa, to make your relationship succeed will take love. This is the core of your marriage and why you are here today. It will take trust, to know in your hearts that you truly want the best for each other. It will take dedication, to stay open and honest with one another, and to learn and grow together. It will take faith to go forward together without knowing exactly what the future holds. And it will take commitment to hold true to the journey you both promised today to share together. Get you to repeat after me. I call upon all present to witness that I, Dylan William Uden Carlisle, to witness
that I, Dylan William Uden Carlisle,
choose you, Marisa Lynn Boudreau, to be my lawful wedded wife. Repeat after me. I call upon all present to witness that I, Marisa Lynn Boudreau, choose you, Dylan William Uden Carlisle, to be my lawful wedded husband. Dylan William Uden Carlisle, do you take Marisa Lynn Boudreau as she is, loving who she is? Do you promise from this day forward to be grateful for your love and lives together, to be generous with your time and affection, and to fill your lives with adventure and your home with laughter, to encourage and inspire Marisa to grow as an individual and to love her completely?
I do.
Marisa Lynn Boudreau, Do you take Dylan, William, Uden Carlisle as he is, loving who he is? Do you promise from this day forward to be grateful for your love and lives together, to be generous with your time and affection, and to fill your lives with adventure and your home with laughter, to encourage and inspire Dylan to grow as an individual, and to love him completely?
Thank you.
As a token of the solemn vows of this marriage,
As a token of the solemn vows of this marriage,
I, Dylan, William, Uden Carlisle, give you this ring.
I, Dylan, William, Uden Carlisle, give you this ring.
As a token of the solemn vows of this marriage,
As a token of the solemn vows of this marriage,
I, Marisa Lynn Boudreau, give you this ring.
I, Marisa Lynn Boudreau.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Marriage Act, I pronounce you, Dylan William Uden Carlisle, and Marisa Lynn Boudreau, to be husband and wife. You may kiss your bride. May I present to you all for the very first time our newly married couple, Dylan and Marisa Carlisle.
Hi everyone, my name is Lauren. I am Marissa's matron of honor, and today I have the pleasure to tell you about how amazing she is. First of all, let's give a round of applause for how incredible the bride and groom look tonight. So I've known Marissa since elementary school, and we became closer friends through high school in the music program. One of my first memories of my friendship with Marissa actually was when we both agreed to audition for the High School Musical. We waited in the green room together, but poor Marissa, I chickened out and I ditched her. I said, I'm sorry, I can't do this, and I left. But Marissa followed through with the audition, and she made it into the musical and got a good role, so good job, Marissa. Throughout the years, Marissa has been such a supportive, thoughtful, and loyal friend. I led a few extracurricular groups in high school, and she was always right there on the team for support and to participate and just ready to help. She's always reaching in to check in on her friends. She visited me a lot during a time in my life when I really needed her friendship, and I appreciated that greatly. She introduces friends to each other, and she brings people together, which she's fantastic at doing. Marissa is creative and fun. If you take a look around you, all the decor tonight she did DIY herself, which is amazing, and I'm also just completely not surprised because that's totally her. We did a Harry Potter movie marathon back in high school, and I think we made it through maybe 7 out of 8 or so, which it was so much fun. When I couldn't have a conventional graduation ceremony because of COVID, Marisa designed and arranged a graduation on the interactive video game Animal Crossing for me. I don't know if you've heard of that before. But basically she somehow was able to bring together a ton of friends from several different groups of mine and through video chat, and it was an amazing surprise. It was perfect. When I moved to Yarmouth for work, Marisa planned a surprise road trip visit with her and a few friends. My schedule meant it unfortunately fell through, but it's the thought that counts, and I really appreciated it. She hosts a ton of gatherings for friends that are catered to their interests and following COVID restrictions when that is necessary, and they're so much fun. Marisa, one of the main things that I think about when I think of you is smart and fiercely independent. Imagine my luck for me to have her as my first roommate after moving out for the first time. She was organized, she always seemed to know how things worked, and she could put things together and figure out insurance and everything like that. And Marisa, I've learned more from you than you could imagine. Her intelligence is so well-rounded too. In addition to her street smarts, she's been extremely successful in school and in her career, and I'm so proud of her. Even though Marisa is independent, it's also been so nice seeing her have the loving support that Dylan provides for her. They're a great match for each other, and I've never seen either of them so happy as they've been since they've gotten together. Marisa deserves to feel as happy as she makes all of us feel. And I've enjoyed seeing the couple as husband and wife for the last year, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's in store for them in the future. So Marisa and Dylan, thank you for being two fun and fantastic people to have in our lives. We love you, and let's give a round of applause for
Thank you so much, Dylan and Marisa and Dylan, for bestowing upon me the great honor of being Dylan's best man. While I was trapped in Ontario when you two were saying your actual vows a year ago, I'm tremendously grateful that you would still have me and that I can be here today. Dylan, it is beyond belief that a little over 11 years ago we first met. It honestly feels, adjusted for pandemic inflation of course, at least 3 times that amount from when I first met your awkward teenage self in the booth of the Bella Rose Art Center working some school events. As I observed your technical talents, I quickly realized that you would become an invaluable member of my team. I offered you a job on the spot. You were hardworking and quickly achieved senior staff status when it became clear that you were good at managing yourself. There was, however, one time when you were not fulfilling your duties to the best of your abilities early on in your career at the theater. It was dance competition season, the hardest time of the year for everyone who works for the theater. Days were very long, sometimes 16 hours. The client's talent and audience often very tense. This was, after all, a child's dance competition. Bringing home that piece of gold-painted plastic that cost around $100 was a matter of life and death to everyone in attendance. Honestly, I envied your seclusion from the competition participants that the control booth offered that day. As I was on one of my hourly rounds to check on the operations of the theater, I quietly entered the theater in the middle of a dance, walked down the aisle, just enough to catch a glimpse of you through the control booth window. There you were, arms crossed, leaning back in your chair, sound asleep. Considering how this would look really bad to any client who was actually paying for you to be there, I needed to quickly remedy the situation. To do this, I waited for the current dance to end, and as the applause started, I quickly opened the door of the control booth and proceeded to slam it as hard as I possibly could. You awoke with such a jump that you almost fell out of your chair. Now, in fairness to you, the work for this particular competition was extremely boring. It involved being mostly on standby in case of technical issues, listening to the same songs over and over, and turning lights on and off just at the right moments, every 30 or so minutes. A year after you graduated from high school, our friendship began to take root. We would often talk about our own insecurities and our lives. It was in these conversations that with you that it became clear that I needed to move on from the theater and start the next chapter of my life. I'm not quite sure exactly what I said to you during one of these many conversations, but you ended up doing the exact same thing that year. In 2015, we both started in the Information Technology program at the Nova Scotia Community College Institute of Technology. While we were never in the same classes, I'm pretty sure, I didn't think so, in the college, our friendship began to blossom, and we'd regularly spend time with each other, eating together in the cafeteria at lunch, meeting up at my place, walking to school on days where the weather was favorable, or playing board games with our classmates. After graduating from college, our friendship continued to develop, as we regularly went on the walks of at least 10 kilometers along the Chain of Lakes Trail from Lower Fairview through Bears Lake and sometimes as far as Lakeside Park. On these walks, we talked about anything and everything, resulting in you knowing more about me than most people. I would say that, with how our friendship blossomed, you're more like a brother to me than a friend. As with most brothers, jovial teasing of one another is commonplace. And boy, oh boy, do you love to stir the pot. Early on in your relationship with Marisa, I got her name wrong once. Okay, maybe twice. Okay, it was 3 times, all right? Calling her Melissa in error, and you've never let me forget it ever since. Now, whenever I mention her name to you, correctly calling her Marisa, you try to convince me that I'm saying her name wrong, instead insisting that her name is Melissa, all in the hopes that one day I say it incorrectly to her face. Let's hope for your sake that day is not today. It was on our very long walks along the Chain of Lakes Trail that I confided in you about how unsatisfied I was with my life in 2019. It was with your counsel that I realized I needed to make another giant leap forward in my life. I moved to Ottawa on March 14, 2020, at the very beginning of the pandemic, when the whole world was shutting down. Alone, in a new city, with no one, I often longed for the sense of familiarity, missing our long walks. To compensate for this, we talked and played video games over the internet. Our long walks in the physical space were substituted with long walks in the virtual world of Minecraft. I truly appreciate that you, possessing superior gaming skills, would have the patience to spend time playing these games with a noob like me, especially in Minecraft, where I was quite literally 10 years late to the party. I must say, it is truly awe-inspiring just how far you've come from your days as an awkward teenager working as a senior technician at the Bella Rose Art Center to today, a happily married man with a successful career. It is even more remarkable that our friendship grew the way it did. I'm truly fortunate that we can confide in each other whenever one of us needs it. I know that if I need anything, I can reach out to you. And please remember that whether I'm 14 kilometers away or 1,400 kilometers away, if you need anything, you can always reach out to me. So to wrap this up, I'm going to conclude by leaving you with some advice from which I have benefited, from one brother to another. Do not sweat the small stuff. There will always be days where it seems like every possible little thing went wrong. Always remember that on normal days, if these same little things went wrong, they wouldn't have nearly as significant an emotional impact. Be humble, but not too humble. Know your worth. Fight for it. Never be afraid to apologize. Sometimes collateral damage comes with the jovial fun poking that you are very well known for. Make sure the people that you care about know your intentions and know that they were in good humor. Misery is never an option. If circumstances are not making you happy, take steps to work on and change them. And last but not least, regularly appreciate things you have, no matter how big or small. Showing appreciation not only makes the people around you feel good, but can also make you feel good as well. This will keep a marriage healthy and happy. Dylan, I'm proud of the person you've become and of the role that our friendship has played in your journey. Congratulations to both you and Marisa, and may your journey together be happy, healthy, long, and full of laughter.
When I first met Dylan, I gave him a bit of a hard time. My dear friend dating this new man. Who is he? Where did he come from? Why is he better at board games than I am? I waited to see what it was all about, and I wanted to protect her. And then I realized something. There's no one more concerned with protecting Marisa than Dylan. He was the knight in shining armor from her favorite stories. Did Marisa need rescuing? No. But she did deserve to be treated like a queen. Dylan stepped up in every way. He's an impressive chef in the kitchen, a quick wit at a party, while also having the depth of character of someone who has overcome many of life's challenges. This makes him an old soul when it comes to advice. He's been her shoulder to cry on, her strength when she's needed it the most. Dylan is Marisa's knight in shining armor, but she's a warrior woman. A creative tour de force. Marisa is a kind and fiercely loyal friend who takes care of the people she loves. She is the person who will always be there for you when you are in need. I'm so glad that you found someone who will take care of you. When you first meet Dylan, he may have his armor up, but inside, he has the heart of a hero. He's a good man, and I'm so happy for the two of you to be married.
So people who know me know that I love words and books and reading and writing. But some days words fail me. and today is one of those days. I can't find the words for the feelings and all the memories going through my head. I can't find the words to describe the love I feel for these two people. And the pride I have in my little inquisitive smart boy with the squishy cheeks who always had a question. The boy who got so upset when his sister was sick or when my hands were full and he couldn't hold one. The toddler in his little dinosaur hoodie, Marissa knows what I'm talking about. Pat's favorite little boy selling her sunflowers in the front yard. The Dylan who insisted on fresh baked cherry cake anytime he went on a hike, and who spent hours making dams and rescuing frogs at the cottage. The boy who loved nothing more than spending the afternoon at the park with his granddad or fishing with his dad, always catch and release, of course. Who felt everything so deeply, who hated to see his family upset, and who couldn't control his sneaky giggle when he'd done something that he probably shouldn't have. And after hearing your speech, Ryan, you know this guy. For me, Dylan will always be that beautiful little boy with the white curls and the big trusting eyes who spoke oh so fast when he was excited. But today I struggle to find the words to capture the love and pride I have for the generous, sweet, and thoughtful man that he's become. And I can't find the perfect words to express my gratitude for the authentic, kind, and thoughtful woman that he chose to marry. Marissa, you know you're already family. You're one of us, dysfunctional and nutty as we Carlyles may be, but we love you and we're oh so lucky to have you. Thank you both for allowing us along this ride with you. Bruce and Bronwyn and I wish you many happy years together. And I'll just finish by quoting Winnie the Pooh. He's a very smart bear. And I'll tell you that any day spent with you both is my favorite day. So today is my new favorite day. Aww.
So we would like to thank everyone for coming today and for following the COVID regulations. I know it's been a fun couple of years, but we're here and we made it. This is our second attempt at a wedding after the lovely ceremony that my parents proofed last year. Huge thank you to our day of coordinators. I don't see them. I think they're getting food. There they are. Seriously, guys. You guys, I could not have done any of this without you. RC, you've been my sounding board. And I love you guys so much.
We'd like to thank our lovely wedding party for all the work they put into making this happen today. Special thanks to Ryan for being a great MC. He only messed up a few names tonight.
Yeah, that's you.
And thanks for coming out. Thank you, Mom and Dad and Bronwyn, for baking the cupcakes today. I've already tried one. They're amazing.
They're so good.
And for the cakes. It means a lot for you guys to put all this work in for us, and we really appreciate it.
I'd like to give a shout out to the Purple People Feeder. I don't know if they can hear me, but the food was amazing. It was probably one of the top things I was looking forward to today. It was absolutely delicious. And a shout out to the Golden Bar Service for helping us ease our nerves as we get on the dance floor. Thanks, guys. Thank you to Peter from the Nightlife DJ service who's providing us with our lovely music today, who will be bumping up the party later tonight with the dance. And thank you to the lovely Hubbard Barn Association for giving us this amazing venue.
I'd also like to thank my wonderful wife, Marisa, for supporting me and being there for me all these years. You brought me back from the brink, and I don't know if I would be here without you. I love you more than you can imagine. I'd personally like to thank the Boudreaux family for being so welcoming and inviting me into the family. Thank you again for last year. The ceremony was amazing. Yeah.
On the theme of thanking family, I want to thank the Carlisle family. From the day I met you guys, I'm going to start crying. From the day I met you guys have been my family. It started as a birthday celebration with Bruce was the first day I met you guys, and it's literally been every day since then. And lastly, I want to thank my wonderful husband for marrying me and putting up with me all these years. We've been through a lot together, and you're the only person who could break down my walls and help me grow. There's not enough words in the English language to describe how much you mean to me, but I always try to show you how much I love you.